Hi, so for this video we're going to do a spatial join in order to join a points layer with a polygon layer. In this case we're going to take a feedlot layer, which is the points file, and basically assign which watershed the feedlot is in using this minor watershed layer, which is shown in red. So we do a spatial join in order to do that. Feedlots is the target feature, the join feature is the minor watersheds. You can play around with mapping out which fields you want, but it's easiest just to run it. This will basically join all of the attributes from the minor watersheds and add them onto the attributes for the feedlots. And of course the main one we're looking for is which minor watershed number is that feedlot in. We can see it on the map, but there's no way ArcView knows until you do a join which one is in which watershed. So we'll let this run. Alright, it's finishing up. Completed. It added it to the map. Turn off the old one. So now we have a new feedlots layer. And with that feedlots layer, we had all the original feedlot attributes from PCA, but at the very end it added these minor watershed and watershed information on. Now, not all of the feedlots have watershed values because some of them are outside of our minor watershed layer, so we can just check that by sorting, and all the ones with values are the ones that successfully completed the join, as you can see here. And if we highlight those in blue, you'll see them on the map. Those are the ones for Itasca County that matched our coverage for the watershed. So now what we want to do is just basically, we can kind of get a count. This is just an example of what you can do with this data. Let's get a count of the number of animal units by minor watershed. It's pretty easy to figure out how many feedlots are in the minor, but what we want to do for each of these feedlots, there is a field that has the number of animal units. One feedlot may have 1,000 animal units, one may have 100 animal units. That can make a difference in terms of planning. So animal unit count is the column that we're looking at for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our minor watershed and we're going to summarize on that, and then we're going to find our animal unit count, and you can do a number of different operations, but we're just going to do a sum total by minor watershed of all the animal units. We'll add that to our map. So there we have it. For the minor watersheds in Itasca County, we have a sum total of all the animal units. And the count here is, I think, the count of how many feedlots were in each of those minors, and then the animal unit count to the right. So as you can see, it really varies. Some, with just one feedlot have 25, some have 166. So we sum total all of them, and now we can join that back to our minor watershed layer. Miners Demo 2. We're going to open an attribute. Actually, what we'll do first is we'll add that animal unit. So we added an animal unit field. Now we're just going to go and do a join using this miner 5 as our join field, because that also has the miner 5. And it added these columns on at the end. Not all of them have feedlots, as you can see. So we'll do a field calculator, calculate the sum of our animal units. It's going to give me an issue because it doesn't like the fact that some of them are null values. And then we'll remove that join, and we're left with our count of animal units by watershed, which then we can map. And we'll do quantities again. Animal units. So there's our range, and we can kind of play around a little bit. And there you go. Animal units by miner watershed.